Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports. And we're going back into Lions. It's been a couple weeks, but I mean, there's not too much to talk about when you have a good team playing. There's very quiet, but there has been a couple trade rumors, a couple things around the NFL in itself that's been going around that we can talk about real quick, at least get something out about them. First, starting with the Lions, there has been some slight trade rumors of potentially Matthew Judon coming to the Lions, being with a trade with the Patriots. He is from Pontiac, bringing back a hometown kid in that case to help Hutchinson on the other end.
What is the rumor that we'd give up for that?
Well, I got to look up his stats. I don't know what the rumors would be. I don't got his stats pulled up, but apparently he's pretty good. He's been in the league for a while, as far as I know, too. But just some help on the other end. Career-wise, he has 250 total tackles and 66.5 career sacks in 13 seasons.
Last year?
In 13 seasons.
13 seasons? He's like 48 years old or something like that.
Last year, he had a total of 4 sacks.
No. Don't waste our time.
He is
Geriatric.
31 years old.
Geriatric bum. 4 sacks. Hey,
the year before, 4 sacks, though.
We already have 4 sacks on our
He had
team.
4 sacks in 4 games last year.
Think you can get 4 sacks?
4 sacks in 4 games.
Anybody on our line can get 4 sacks.
You didn't hear the part of 4 games.
4 sacks in 4 games.
He played 4 games last year, so he
was hurt.
Must have gotten hurt. The year previous, he had 15.5 sacks through a whole season. So maybe you can get him. Obviously, he's had his 2021 and 22.
What was his injury?
Well, now I got to figure that out because I didn't even know it. This just shows you how much. This just shows you how much depth I went into it trying to look it up. Exactly what happened. But I mean, those aren't bad stats if you play a whole entire season and you can get about 15 sacks. I would not be upset at all.
No, I mean, I'm sure that they're going to have to do their due diligence to make sure this guy isn't damaged goods, and then he's back 100% from whatever injury it was.
Torn bicep.
All right, I'll say this is the leg.
So he had a torn bicep last year. But again, like if they somehow make a move for him, I would not be upset if he can somewhat even half replicate what he did in the 2 previous years that he played, because the stats are pretty good for more recent years. He had 12.5 in 17 games in 2021, 15.5 in 2022. In 2020, he had 6 and 14, 9.5 in 2019. So he averages about 6 sacks a season.
He had 15 2 years ago.
He had 15 and 12 more recently. So 31 years old, a little bit older.
Let's give it up. Let's try it. What the heck? If he thinks it's good, I'm trusting in Campbell. And,
Now, the only thing is I don't know what you would give up, right? I just saw it as a little rumor. I haven't really
for a 30
driven deep into it.
I'd give up a 4th or 5th, maybe, round pick. That's what it is. I mean, for a 31-year-old defensive end that you're only going to have for maybe a year or 2.
He is in the final year of a 4-year contract, too. Yeah. So
I'd be giving him maybe a 4th rounder at most.
Let's say he
suck.
Said it wouldn't be that much. Let's see what one. Let's see what they're thinking to give up for him. Because obviously, I don't think you would give up too much. And, the Lions would not be a bad fit if you're only thinking about keeping him. He was a 5th round pick back in 2016. You probably would trade, I would probably say a 3rd or 4th. You're not really going to, at most. At most.
At the most.
Because I'm not really, thinking that you give up too much for him. Because, I mean, he is on a 1-year rental, so you're not going to give up all of this. But you're also not going to give up also probably a 7th round pick, right? Because they're going to want more than that for him. So you're probably going to get about a mid-round draft pick for him. Maybe some other player who may or may not be good has a chance. Sweeten the deal that way. But really, overall, I just don't know what you would fully give up for a guy who you're not really going to keep for that long, and really coming off an injury. So you have a little bit of bargaining there.
Right. I look. I trust Campbell. I trust the Lions organization. If they think he could help, I'm sure they'll do something. But they seem pretty happy right now. We're like, I mean, really, what can you change with this team at the moment? They're predicted to win the NFC, or at least be there at the end, right there with San Francisco. Um, I you know, I guess if they thought he would bring something more than James Houston or any of the other guys that they have out there right now.
And I mean, and you obviously could trade somebody who might not be on the team, who might be the odd man out. They're trying to say that maybe we could trade Hendon Hooker away, which I don't think we'll do that. But possibility. It's also a chance you could trade James Mitchell.
I would like to
away.
see Hendon Hooker for 1 year play with us and be the backup. See what this guy can do.
Have him play in some games when it's
Right.
not that important. Hopefully,
And if he shows something, his draft value is going to be even more next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for it. I don't. I'm not for any. This guy. We don't even know if he's totally 100% back.
No, we don't even know. No, we will figure out.
If they can trade him for nothing, then great, thrilling. Who cares?
But other news with the Lions, for the most part, our cornerback battle is going to be probably our most interesting thing in training camp. They think it's going to be a really, really close battle. All the cornerbacks are looking good between our rookies and the guys we have on the team. So, I mean, that could be a good sign. That could be a bad sign that your more veteran cornerbacks are just as good as your veterans.
Yeah. Well, I expect Brian Branch to be even better this year. I would think this Arnold should certainly, he's our first round pick, should get some playing time. I feel pretty confident that we're going to make some strides at defense, and we'll see. Everyone can't wait for fall to come. Can't wait to see the Lions take the field.
I mean, we're stuck with the Tigers.
Over the freaking Tigers.
We're stuck with the Tigers right now.
Tigers couldn't even get us to July.
We've given up on them. But yeah,
but we did have 2 All-Stars.
We did have 2 All-Stars. But at least the Lions, the rookies, as long as your rookies are playing well, you're going to have a good season going into next year. Training camp will be fun to watch and seeing how everybody is developing so far. I mean, luckily we don't have Cam Sutton still on the team. He got an 8-game suspension after signing his deal with Pittsburgh, so we don't got to worry about paying him for that amount of time while he's suspended. But hopefully we have a good year coming with our defense with all the young guys going in. One other little piece of news going around that might be happening with the NFL more sooner rather than later, and we haven't really talked about it yet, is an 18-game schedule is potentially there. Now, I don't know how soon, but it seems to be more picking up steam and more likely to happen.
Yeah. Well, I said it generate more money, I guess. And one less, there'll be only 2. We're down to 2. We'd be down to 2 preseason games.
That seems what it's likely. Down to 2 preseason
and as we
games.
Talked about, they're going to extend the roster. They have to.
Yes, they would extend the roster to, I believe, 55. I'll get the exact number. But they would expand the roster, likely get 2 bye weeks. Super Bowl would be right before a holiday. Super Bowl Sunday and then President's Day. So everything would be shut down the next day.
Whoa.
So, that's what a lot of people like with the idea of that, is that where it is at, is going to be potentially a holiday right after. And for the NFL, that's big money because nobody has to work the next day, meaning more people are going to be watching the game.
Right.
And that's bigger and more money on there. Oh, more little news coming out for the Lions before we get back into the NFL schedule. Apparently, a deal with Mcneil is not on the Lions' radar.
It isn't?
It is not.
But he's, when is his contract up?
This is last year of his deal. There is no deal imminent, right? It is on their mind, but, they're not really worried about it right now. I guess they'll probably do it during the season, trying to see how well he plays. But there's a few guys that are free agents that we just don't know about.
And you know what? As far as what you can get in the draft, I think a defensive tackle is one of the easier things you can get in the draft to replace people. And Aleem McNeil, while he is solid, is not an elite defensive tackle. He's not all pro, I don't think.
No. I mean, he's doing good, and maybe Reader will bring something out of him. But, we have to see how he plays this year. I mean, he's done good.
So we're
It's a
expecting
contract
big
year.
things.
So he can play real well, or, if he sucks, you just kick him out, put a new rookie in there,
Yeah.
be with Reader, and we'll see how that fully goes. But going back into the NFL roster, basically 18 games being on the horizon, they would raise the number of players from 53 to 55 on game day. Or players that could, on game day would be 55. Players that can dress would be probably up to 50. So 57 on game days, 50 would suit up, going up from 48 and 53.
Okay.
Or 55, or 53 dress. So
it's going to be rough on the
a
players.
few extra players, an extra bye week, right? Practice squads might increase too. A lot more players in the league. Again, more money kind of being generated. However, with the recent lawsuit against the NFL, I expect prices for a lot of things to be on the rise.
They always are. There's always a reason to raise prices and screw the poor people of this country.
Well, when it comes to
TV
every single NFL team has to pay about, I think, around like $430 million in the lawsuit with NFL Sunday Ticket.
Wow. Really?
Seeing as they were blacking out games that they shouldn't have or something along the lines of that. For the most part, the NFL was screwing over people in Sunday Ticket, and now a lot of people are getting their money back from it. And each NFL team has to split money, so don't be surprised if when you go to Ford Field this year, the prices are going up to what you're used to seeing inside the stadium, because obviously they got to pay it off. With all that being said, though, if you'd like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Lions all season so far with all these rumors going around. How the team's doing. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.